Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chakra Sessions with Polly Jo Labbe. I am here as your host, and I am really thankful that we are having some gorgeous weather today, right before Thanksgiving. This particular session is going to be about bringing grace, guidance, and gratitude into your life. Many people have been struggling with things around this time, and it increases over the holidays. So finding ways to bring gratitude into your life is really important. And I'm so excited that when I tuned in to listen to Del Marie this morning, she was talking about how giving to other people and really self-sacrificing, not in a negative way, but really putting yourself out there to help others can really bring tremendous rewards to you as the giver. The universe pays us back when we put ourselves out there. So when we can be grateful in our lives for things that are crazy and may seem really difficult, then we can create amazing change. And I am talking completely firsthand because I've had over the last few months a lot of huge challenges in every arena of my life. My family, my friends, my business, my school, everything has had this major shift energy that needed to occur. And in the moment, you get caught in the, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? Or how can this be happening to me? And it's okay to have a flash of that. But when you can bring your energy back and go, wait, there's a gift in here somewhere. Then you get to move through your life with more grace. And finding the gift can be kind of difficult sometimes, especially when you're in it. But if you have gratitude for the fact that the universe is trying to bring you something better, the divine is trying to bring you something better. You think you have it great, but the divine has something even more magnificent planned for you. So that is what this is all about. So I encourage you to really think about how you can bring grace and gratitude into your everyday life. So one of the things that a lot of people are doing is they are doing, I'm getting a message from Yvette that says problems. I'm going to message her back just to make sure that you guys are getting me clearly. But she'll let me know because I want to make sure I'm here fully for you, that you're hearing everything the way you're meant to, and that we're getting a full show going for you. Okay, so she needed to refresh. So thanks, Neshi. Thanks, Renee, for letting me know that the signal is fine. Good morning, hot lady. Renee and I have both had a number of things recently. She's one of my friends, and she's one of my students at Trinity School of Mystical Energy Healing. And we both had a bunch of stuff kind of hit the fan. And it was part of a shift, part of a change for us to look at different things differently, especially the relationship stuff. And relationships are not just with people. I think that's the thing that gets a little confusing. Relationships is how we interact with everything. How we interact with the planet, how we interact with our money. That's been a huge, huge one for me and my good friend Renee, I think. Hope I'm not overstepping. But, people have weird money energy, and sometimes it shows up in that way. And it's like, wait a minute, everything was going fine, but the energy still is out of whack there. Or for some people, it might be the energy of the relationship with food. Around the holidays, when we try not to say things, then when we we bite our tongue with our relatives, right? We don't always say that, our relative is driving us crazy, or that, you wish Uncle Joe wouldn't, drink, because then he can be uncomfortable to be around, right? We may not actually say that at the holidays, but we feel it. And every time we hold that back, we might suppress it with food ourselves. And most people who have difficulty and imbibe a little bit too much on the holidays, usually they're trying to shut down energetically what they're afraid to say. So instead, if you can kind of look for the gratitude in what's making you uncomfortable, because that uncomfortable thing doesn't need to happen anymore in your life. You can actually let it go on your end. And I know a lot of people get triggered by let it go. Hi, Neshi. How are you today? I'm glad you made it in. I don't mean let it go like you can just drop it. That would be so sweet if we could. But the reality is that letting it go takes some time, and it takes some process. And you actually have to understand the reason behind the letting go. And when you're able to do that, you really open your connection with the divine. You open your connection with the inner grace that lies within you. And I don't mean the grace of like walking down the runway as a model. I'm speaking about the grace of, as you walk your life, things just happen easily and effortlessly. That's what I mean by grace. So opening yourself up to have that occur is part of like this 3-step process. And for me, it starts, I've been getting much clearer messages over the last week, really. And it happens, in the holiday season, because the stress levels go up so high, and we all get really triggered in the old holidays we've shared with family that didn't go well, or the pressure of doing things perfectly, can really get to us. So if we can take a moment every day to be grateful for what we have in our lives, and grateful even for the cruddy things we have in our lives, then we open ourselves up to more divine guidance. And when that happens, our energy moves with grace. So the 3 things kind of go hand in hand. And when we are in a stressful period, the more gratitude we can have or can find within us to express, the more guidance we can get, and the easier things can be. So this could be a new strategy for you at the holidays. It's one that, I've done in bits and pieces myself, but it's something that I'm challenging myself to do, because there's a lot of changes and turmoil that are occurring for me in my life, and the holidays bring that out. So to be grateful for even the turmoil, right? That's what it's all about. So I had this really interesting thing happen to me. Last week, we did a very big healing event in Marlborough, Massachusetts, which is in the middle of the state. And it was a holistic event where there's, 10,000 people come through in 2 days. And we did probably, my students and I did about 200 healings in 2 days, would be my guess. And each moment, it was like grateful for the person in the chair, because for every person who sat down, I received healing as well. And even though I got tired at times or hungry at times, I took self-care and I took a break, but I was grateful for every person who I was able to help. And I was grateful that every person who sat down chose me to help them so that I could get help as well. And then I did some excellent self-care and took myself to my favorite sanctuary up in Maine, where I broadcasted from last week. And in that moment, I was able to, really let down my guard, really allow myself to be in this space where I could just let out any emotion that I needed to. And it allowed me to release all of this stress that I had. Good morning, Tracy and Robin. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thanks for showing up. I got to take a moment to kind of release all this energy, which was cool. And in the releasing of the energy, I made room for excellent things to come in. I ended up seeing a whole slew of clients, which was great. I taught a class in a brand new location. And initially there were only 2 people signed up, and then it looked like there were 6. And when we held the class, there were 12 brand new people. So that was just this magical thing. And, then I was able to heal. I did a mother-daughter and I did a mother-son over the weekend, which is, how powerful is that? When the family comes together to heal together, to help each other on their healing path and to really find what they need. So that was very cool as well. And then I had a little bit of a snafu, which I thought, I was like, look, all my grace, I've been going through all this with graciousness. What's this snafu? And I had some people who decided to leave my life abruptly. Some people I thought were friends, who unfriended me and blocked me even on Facebook, which was really shocking to me because I still don't really have closure or an explanation. But in a moment of clarity, it was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, because the universe is making room for something better for me, and hopefully making room for something better for them that they needed to let go in the way that they did to learn some new lesson. And I got to let go in the way I needed to, so I could learn a new lesson. And today my brand new bed got delivered, and it's even prettier than I thought. It's all sparkly. It's a very goddess bed. For those of you who know me well, I carry a lot of goddess energy. So being grateful for even having a relationship end, even if it's messy and gross. There's some reason that it needed to change. Something unhealthy was going on and keeping you from being yourself. And that opened me up to receive way more guidance. It opened my channels back up. Some of who were kind of sticky. I have a lot of channels that I work through as, an oracle and a mystic. And some of them, I get a little stubborn with, just like anybody else. It's like mom and dad telling you what to do and you're not going to listen. I have certain channels where, there's some very high divine purposes that my inner child gets a little cranky and it's like, you can't make me. So a lot of those open back up again. And I'm very grateful that is occurring so that more grace can enter my life. And, we're having a big Thanksgiving here with my husband's family. And it's been a difficult year. So to have, 15 people here is going to be a challenge. But at the same time, I've set it up so I'm only cooking what I want to cook. And I have other people doing the job of cooking what they want to cook. And so we're sharing it. We're returning it back to community. And then I'm taking my mother out to her family in Buffalo area after, and we're celebrating an early Christmas because, as you may know, in Buffalo there is a lot of snow from time to time. So the family has gotten in the habit of celebrating Christmas the weekend of Thanksgiving because most people have it off, and in addition, we can avoid some of the snow usually. Not always. Sometimes we have it. So I have a lot of family. And for those of you who know how difficult it is to be an only child, I'm spending the 4 days straight with my mother. So I will be working on a lot of gratitude because in those spaces, you get tired, you get cranky, and your inner child comes out. And I am going to be grateful in those moments because then it gives me a chance to look at what my inner child is still upset about. And I can work on it later. I don't have to work on it with my mom in the moment because that might not go so well. So as you go into the holiday season, there are so many things that we can find gratitude for, even if it's messy. Gratitude that, apparently that person wasn't my friend and now they're out of my life. And so that makes room for me to attract a friend like I thought I had, and one even better. How's that? And then that is one of those things that can occur. And I am so thankful that I have a community of people that, understand the work, as we call it. And the work is really transforming yourself. How can you change within you what's not working in your life? Because we are creating what's happening in our life every minute of every day. So if we don't like what's going on, create something different. And the more we remember our power as creator, as the author of our own story, we really can change how we are, who we want to be perceived as. We can change it in every minute of every day. We don't have to have this master plan. Just start being you. And if other people aren't comfortable with the real you, well, then they weren't comfortable with you to begin with, right? Because a lot of masks come on. A lot of pretending happens around the holiday season. And when you hold space to be you, you grant permission to everyone else around you to be themselves. And I like to call this process, what I call it at the school, is that we're attuning to the vibration of our lives. Everybody knows about tuning a piano. Well, we are no different than a piano. We have energy centers, our chakras, that all carry a vibration, and they actually correspond with a note on the piano. And when you are able to clear your notes so they ring true, you can hear the music so much better. And you get to access, not just 3 or 4 keys. You get to start playing almost like a symphony within your life. So as you attune to the vibration of who you truly are, then you really open up the possibilities to create magical music in your life. And that all stems back to this 3-step process that is starting with gratitude, finding something to be grateful for. And maybe you start it every morning. And maybe at the end of the day, you recite all the things that you're grateful for. And that opens you up to receive more guidance. And guidance, I have students who worry that they can't hear the divine speaking to them, or they can't see the energy, or we don't have to experience the divine that way. It can be that, right away you get a phone call and it's the perfect thing that you need. And that's the divine working for you. And right away, yesterday, when I had this huge thing happen with a relationship ending, I was in this space of, needing to let that energy go. And I was at my energy worker, because we all need somebody to take care of us. It's hard to do it all by ourselves all the time. And she's like, say thank you, thank you. So I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you for creating room for me to have an even stronger, better friendship and relationship with someone else, or with someone, deep in one that I have with someone already. Because this person was taking up energy bandwidth that I didn't realize was toxic, because it wasn't toxic on my end. Or I didn't feel toxic. I'm sure she received it toxically, or she wouldn't have needed to end the relationship. So as soon as I did that, like, amazing things started to happen quickly, again. And, things fell into place in a way that I couldn't have imagined before that. And just even in the space of having to scramble, the scrambling was kind of exciting and fun. And wow, it means I have to change every password that I have on my entire computer. Not just my computer, like everything that I have. Okay, well, good. I guess they needed to be refreshed and they need to be changed. And I guess that means I need to, get new locks for my doors, because maybe that's what needs to happen. So that's okay, because maybe something shiny and new is out there that I don't know about and I get to experience. So today we're going to do a clearing meditation. I love to do them as part of our process, our chakra process. And until I get the hang of the new format, the Be Live TV, this is my first time producing my own show. So hang in there with me as I do that. But as I get the hang of it, what I will start to do, especially when we start in January, is I'll be taking requests and I'll be bringing in guests who would like to have healing done. And we'll do it live because it can be done distantly. But when I do a healing meditation, I send the energy out to everyone listening now and in the future, because some people will listen to this later. And it doesn't mean that they don't experience the healing energy. They still do, which is really cool. The divine works in amazing ways and allows me to be in my purpose in this special way. So thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. So, thanks. Neshi has produced for me a few times, so I'm going to put hers up. She said I was producing so well, so I appreciate that, because that's coming from the goddess. She had helped me for most of my show, and yeah, it's my first time doing it alone, and so we're seeing how this goes, but I think it's going okay. So we're going to do the meditation, so take a deep breath. Get yourself comfy if you can, and I really think it's easier if some part of your body is touching the floor. Right now I'm sitting in a chair, so my feet are firmly on the ground. And those of you who know me well, no shoes for me, so that my feet are directly on the wood, because that helps me stay firmly grounded for you. And I'm actually in a wooden chair as well, because my energy needs that. Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. She said, congrats on your leap of faith. Yeah, we've all got to do them. And the more we're willing to take that leap, the bigger things that are out there for you. So we are going to take a deep breath together. And as we breathe, you're just going to breathe in the fresh divine air, and you're going to let out anything that's stuck in there, that's old, blocking you, keeping you from breathing your life fully. And for those of you who are new to listening to the show, I make clearing noises. They sound kind of burpy, squawky sometimes. That's me releasing energy for the tribe of people who are connected. Because there's so many people at once, it allows me to release it quicker and easier. So take another deep breath. Yeah. And we are going to create a sacred space around you. So we're going to invite in the divine, however you perceive it, to surround and protect you in a bubble of love and light. And as we do that, we're going to stretch it out to cover the whole space that you are in. And if you're sharing space with anyone, like a loved one or a pet, we're going to let the bubble encompass them as well. Yeah. That way they can receive the healing, any healing they are meant to receive. Right. And it is all for the good of all and harm to none is the mantra that I use. Is my firm belief that it is only sacred when you send healing when it is asked for or it is needed on a divine higher level. So this healing is for your highest best and for mine as well. And we're going to call in your angels, your guides, your ancestors, any divine beings who wish to work with you of the highest vibration, the fullest vibration possible for you in this moment. Okay. And we invite that energy in to assist with the healing, however we would like that to occur. And basically, this healing is to clear out all of our energy so that we can access the gratitude, the guidance, and the grace that lies within each one of us, clearing the pathway for us to move and walk our path in that fashion. So initially, we're going to feel the energy coming through the crown of our head. You may sense pressure, tingling, light, or you may feel nothing at all. And all of that is absolutely perfect in this moment. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And really allow the energy to begin to come through and clear away any thoughts or beliefs or energy patterns that are blocking you from sensing your guidance and how to access your intuition. Yeah. Or any patterns of thinking that are put in by other people from our childhood or our work environment that don't work for our energy any longer. Yeah. And you can kind of imagine them disintegrating, kind of melting away. Yeah. And then allowing the energy to come through our jaw and our ears. Our jaw is handing control over to the divine to assist us in moving with grace in our life. And our ears are being open to hear from all of our guides and our ancestors.
Yeah.
And when we open ourselves to hear them,
Yeah.
then they are more able to hear us.
Yeah.
Even our family will be able to hear us better, and we'll be able to hear them more clearly, what they truly mean and what they are saying.
Yeah.
Really expanding the energy in our throat, releasing all of the times that we have held back saying what we needed to say, because we only want to say things that are kind in the moment, if we are able. We want our voice to be open.
Yeah.
And to not use our voice as a weapon, but rather as a guiding tool, as a channel for the divine.
Yeah.
And moving the energy out of the back of the neck, where stress and burdens and all of the ways that we feel weighted down by the energy of responsibility.
Yeah.
Ones given to us and ones we've taken on that maybe we wished we hadn't.
Yeah.
And then gently allowing the energy to move into our heart space. Remembering that there are 4 chambers in our heart. Clearing away the old grief that we may have held on to, the disappointment, and the times simply when our feelings were just deeply hurt. When we've taken things personally that truly maybe didn't have anything to do with us.
Yeah.
When we've blamed ourselves for things that aren't ours to carry in the first place.
Yeah.
And really opening the back of the heart as well, in the middle of the shoulder blades and the spine, knowing that we are fully supported by the divine. And
Yeah.
when we feel pain there, we have used our will to push through things. And because of that, we feel like no one has our back.
Yeah.
Or it causes us to feel lonely.
Yeah.
And allowing your lungs to fill and clear. For this is a time of year where the lungs need special attention, special clearing. Because if we hold on to the old energy of stuck life, we attract things like pneumonia and bronchitis and asthma.
Yeah.
Because our lungs don't have room to breathe fully into our lives.
Yeah.
So you might want to practice taking a few deep breaths and feeling how far down into your lungs do you breathe. Is it all the way to your belly? Or is it just in the upper portion?
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving into the area under our ribs, our solar plexus, where our third chakra is located. It's the center of our personal sun.
Yeah.
And that holds a lot of stress and anxiety,
Yeah.
overwhelm, frustration, judgment, resentment.
Yeah.
And when we hold on to those things, it stores as held on to anger.
Yeah.
And that held on to anger begins to affect our organs, our stomach, our gallbladder, our liver, our kidneys,
Yeah.
our pancreas, our spleen, even our digestive tract can hold spots of anger, even our spinal fluid.
Yeah.
And releasing the anger and words said from a hateful place, not in kindness, toward us or from us, just really allowing that energy to push gently out.
Yeah.
So we start treating ourselves with love and grace and gratitude.
Yeah.
Because we are the worst bully to ourselves.
Yeah.
Guys, we're doing beautifully. And allowing the energy to move down into your lower intestines, your reproductive organs, your lower back, really allowing all of your feelings to clear, all of the ways that you felt joy and sadness and anger in all its flavors and varieties.
Yeah.
And when we do that, it opens up our energy to have loving, connective relationships with other people.
Yeah.
And clearing away any old energies of addictions or abuse, because those are all toxic relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
And allowing our manifestation circuit, our creation energy to really clear and become who we would like it to be.
Yeah.
Who we are in our most centered place.
Yeah.
And as that comes online, it clears your hips.
Yeah.
And it begins to clear your pelvic floor.
Yeah.
And as it clears the pelvic floor, it just allows for the energy to run down your legs and begin to really establish a new, stronger connection to Mother Earth. Feeling those roots as they take hold in your hips and move down your legs like trunks of a tree into the depths of the earth. And as they go into the earth, just spreading wider and wider like a giant network or web, so that you are fully one with the earth energy, fully one with the divine.
Yeah.
Now, in this space, we're going to take a moment to reach into our heart and into our solar plexus. They both work together on this, to locate our gratitude.
Yeah.
And as that energy comes online, really think in your mind's eye of things you are grateful for in the moment.
Yeah.
I am grateful for the clear blue sky and the sun that is shining magnificently today.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the beautiful Maggie, my son's girlfriend, who is going to help me out today to accomplish things so that I can stay in my grace. I'm thankful for all of you who are sharing this meditation with me in this moment, so that I can be in my purpose to help you and help others.
Yeah.
So allowing that gratitude to come in, really settle in your heart line, that central spot that connects us deep into the earth and all the way up through to the divine energy.
Yeah.
And in this moment, I open up the energy for you and for me to receive guidance in any way possible. So maybe you will hear it in music. Maybe you will
Yeah.
hear it through somebody else's voice. Maybe you will have it through dreams. Maybe you will see animal signs.
Yeah.
Maybe there will be numbers that appear magically for you today
Yeah.
that are all granting you guidance.
Yeah.
And as we do that, we open the pathway to grace. And grace flows from our crown, through the top of our head, through our crown, through our third eye, through our throat, through our heart, and then it spreads out around us, almost like we're wearing a huge magical dress.
Yeah.
And it takes root all around us, not just beneath us.
Yeah.
Kind of imagine a big wedding dress with this giant train all spread out. That's how far out it can spread,
Yeah.
and even beyond that.
Yeah.
And now we're going to ask Grandmother Earth to fill us from the bottom up. Now that we have accessed all of that gratitude and guidance and grace in our lives, to fill us up with her golden light to really nourish and nurture all of those places so that they are full and active and holding the energy of the Divine Mother and the Divine Father together.
Yeah.
As the energy continues up through your body, really allow it to fill every nook and cranny that you've cleared. Even if you don't know where that is, just allow and hold the attention that every space that you've cleared energy out of is now filling up with this beautiful, divine, feminine light.
Yeah.
It's even working through your shoulders and down your arms so that everything you touch can be held with grace as well.
Yeah.
And as you go to these family events, every time you hug, every time you shake hands, you'll be spreading this beautiful, grateful grace.
Yeah.
Allowing it to go all the way up your crown, through the top of your head. And as it goes through the top of your head, just imagine it kind of being a big water fountain that goes down around you.
Yeah.
And as it sprays out around you, it goes through all the layers of your aura and it starts to really move into this space that you are in, sending out that gentle energy so that all beings who walk through that space will get to experience it. And if there are other spaces that you would like cleared and filled with this energy at this moment, you can imagine those as well. Maybe your whole house, maybe your work environment, maybe your car, maybe your in-laws' house.
Yeah.
And it happens for the good of all and harm to none. So we don't worry about whether it should or shouldn't. The divine knows what's best. And we just allow that to be what happens.
Yeah.
And then we're going to pull the energy back in, seal it within us. So we're going to do something a little different today. For those of you who have been here before, at the top of your head, I'm going to imagine that there's a cocoon, allowing Grandmother Spider to weave this glorious golden cocoon of healing light around us. It seals us in, repairs our aura, but allows us to feel held and protected as we walk through the next few days.
Yeah.
So it allows us to get through those family events, feeling a little more like ourselves. And for those of you who are very empathic, it's going to seal you from getting overwhelmed by other people's emotions. You'll still sense them, but it doesn't have to overwhelm you.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a couple deep breaths and allow ourselves to gently let any additional energy to flow down into the ground. And as we do that, we slowly become more and more aware
Yeah.
of our surroundings and what's occurring.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So I hope you had a lovely experience with that. Feel free to comment. I'll share those with others. The cocoon of healing happens when I do work on people who have had severe trauma. The cocoon helps their energy stay in a container, and it dissolves just like natural stitches would. And usually it lasts about a week or so. And it allows you to feel tightly you, because sometimes what causes us the most overwhelm is when we get kind of stretched too thin and we absorb too many people's feelings, because we might be feeling their anxiety and then think it's ours. And that can be part of the holiday stress, is that we all get overdone. Remember that as part of this, self-care is huge, because you are the container that the divine lives in and works through. You chose this lifetime to be who you are, and when we don't take care of ourselves, then we block our guidance and our grace as well, because most of the time, if we're overdoing it, we don't take care of ourselves, we're not feeling very grateful. There are times when we can be super duper busy, but we're so grateful because we're doing our purpose. That's completely different. That doesn't wear you out. That fills you up. So, nice. Robin shared, thank you, Polly Joe. Needed the ending. Mine are in need of a good month there. Yeah, the cocoon can stay on as long as you need it to. And filling in with the grace and gratitude is so clear.
Yeah.
And, oh, nice. Renee shared such a yummy experience. Fairies were playing lots of pink, green, and purple. We have a lot of fairy energy around here. I have a fairy tree in the backyard here at the sanctuary. It's 7 trees that are not the same kind, that all came together to make one tree. And the fairies just live and play in our area. And Renee lives not very far away, and she's in another magical space where they call it Goddess Mountain. It's not quite a mountain. It's probably more like a little hill. But in any case, there's a lot of fairy energy there as well. And the pink, green, and purple, which, she knows as a student, the green is your heart chakra, which is awesome. The pink is your spiritual life purpose, which is also perfect for what we are doing. And the purple is your intuition. So it's like those are all the things that you need to really move into the grace and the gratitude. And, the fairies help us play our way through life. So if you are someone who experiences energy, it means that inner child in you really wants to be playful as it walks through and gets guidance, because those fairies are just, they're magical, beings, and they really kind of help us play our way through life rather than being so serious all the time. We get too adult, is how my inner child sort of sees it. Yes, and Renee shared that the cocoon and the metamorphosis are big for her. I think metamorphosis is huge for a lot of people at the moment. We are really all going through a huge wave of transformation as a planet in the whole. It's not just us personally, but because we're on the planet, we have to experience it. And when we experience it, we are really in the depths, and we're really in a space where that's what's occurring. And I am so thankful that Each shakeup on the planet allows me to shake loose anything that's not serving me, and really transforming, becoming the butterfly. Come out of the cocoon and be the butterfly. Because how magnificent is that as a symbol for us of what we can do if we just check in and really expand who we are. So I hope that, you all felt the energy of the grace and the guidance and the gratitude. So I'm going to just sort of put it as the steps. Gratitude, grace, and guidance. Those are the things that come in when we do the gratitude first. The more thankful we are, the more we can truly be who we are. Oh, hey, hello. Oh, I'm not sure if that's Neshi or if that's Denise on my page saying hello, but thank you. I'm so excited to see you. Either way, I love all the ladies from Star Nations. So I wanted to let you guys know a couple things going on. Every Wednesday night here at Trinity Healing Sanctuary in Western Mass, we do, thank you, Neshi. She thinks it's Dana too. Yep, there. Nice. Great. So one of the cool things is that we do meditation every Wednesday night. And I've decided, I was guided, that each week will be based on a particular theme again. So this one, we will be doing another meditation in the area on gratitude, on thankfulness, because I think it's really needed. So if you are in my vicinity, you are welcome. We simply ask for a $10 offering that goes to help maintain the space. And, that allows the magic to keep happening here. And I want to invite you guys to go onto, my fan page. If you haven't liked Chakra Sessions with Polly Jo, like that. I plan on posting a lot more there than I have been. Some excerpts from my articles that are getting published in the beautiful Star Nations magazine. So maybe there'll be a little bit of motivation for you guys to download those or order your own hard copy, because there's some really juicy tidbits that I think are worth sharing. And it came to me that I could be sharing that during the month, some little clips from the articles to kind of whet your appetite. And thank you. Denise posted, "You never cease to amaze me with your knowledge and wisdom." I really appreciate that. I really know that it's divinely guided and it's coming through, and I'm just an open channel. And they just show me what to do and how to do it, and I just receive it. So it's very cool. You can also like me on Facebook at Trinity Mystical Energy Healing, or Trinity School of Mystical Energy Healing is my school. And we have an online program that is starting in January. So if you like energy and you really want to learn about the chakras, this is like doing a piece of my school in an online program. And it is amazing. We tested it this summer. We had huge transformation. We did it in a 7-week pilot. We're actually going to do 14 weeks. And it's all online, so you do it as your schedule permits. It just takes a few hours a week, really, maybe 2 or 3. And there's meditations, and there's stretches, and there's remedies, and all sorts of things to help you as you move the energy and learn about who you are. So notice that the program is called Jumpstart. It's also listed, the information is listed on my school website, but there will be a big boost of it next week, because this week with the holiday, we're a little crunched, but that will be launching in the second week of January. So for those of you who want to dive into your chakras, I'll be happy to help you jumpstart. So until next time, have a gorgeous day, a wonderful Thanksgiving. Really get out there, enjoy family and friends, and be who you are, because we need you to be. So have a great night and a great afternoon. Bye, guys.